Bismillah, last time we were talking about the place of articulation, and we talked about a photo like this, and we explained the different parts like the alveolar ridge, the tongue, the vocal folds, the larynx, pharynx, uvula, etc. And then we move to those places and which sounds are um, coming when the two articulators are met together or when articulator approximates the other. So we got the bilabial sounds like ep, m, and we got the labiodentals like f, f. We got the dentals like the dentals for example, the s or eth, and we said we call them sometimes interdental. Then we moved on to the alveolars, where most of the sounds we said are alveolar sounds in which the front of the tongue touches the or gets very close to the alveolar ridge, like et, ed, l, etc. Today we are talking about the palatals, and when we talk about the palatals, we are talking about the sounds in which the tongue touches or gets very close to the hard palate, to the bony structure of the roof of the mouth. And in this case, we have few sounds. We have few sounds that are called palatal sounds, and in most cases, the palatal sounds are associated with the alveolar ridge as well. So they are all known as some of those sounds are known as the alveopalatals, alveopalatals, for example. Okay, like the ish sound, like the ish sound. Ish sound is the sound that you can find in Syrian Arabic, idj. Like when you ask someone, okay, and he said, I study في الجامعة, مش الجامعة, في الجامعة. Age here is this is the edge. This is the edge sound. Okay, and in addition to that, we got the H and we got the edge as well. We got the edge. So all of those sounds are known as alveopalatals. When we say alveopalatals, it means that the front of the tongue gets very close or touches the alveolar ridge, part of the alveolar ridge, and part of the hard palate. So it is known as the alveopalatal sound. Uh, the only pure palatal sound, only pure palatal sound. Pure, when we say pure, it means that the tongue touches or gets very close to the hard palate alone. And in this case, we only got the yeah sound, Pay attention to the sound. A sound, yeah sound, like in yes or yet, like in yes or and yet. So these are the groups of sounds that are known as palatal sound. And again, we said that in palatal sounds we got whether pure palatal sound or alveopalatal sounds. Now, since the tongue is very movable, okay, it can move further in the mouth. So the back of the tongue sometimes touches or gets very close to the velum. And we said the velum is the soft palate, now, when the tongue touches or gets very close to the velum, okay, it produces sounds that are known as velars. So velar sounds are like the egg, okay, in English, and of course the nasal eng, egg, and eng sound. Those sounds are produced in the back of the mouth, like egg, like in the word kill, or cute, egg like the word game, and eng as in the word English, the first part of it, or in the final ing as in king, etc. So we have them. Now, the velum is responsible for the production of the eng sound, okay, and in that way it is lowered. If we go back a little bit, okay, and looked at the photo, okay, here is the velum. Let me describe that. Here is the velum. Now, this velum. Now, this velum in this sense, okay, it is open in both directions. So air can come out from here and air can come out from here. Now, when we produce ing sound, the back of the tongue is raised. It touches the velum. It touches the velum, and the velum is lowered a little bit like this. So air can escape. Let me draw that again. So the first thing, we get the back of the tongue touches the velum. So it touches the velum. When it touches the velum here, okay, it prevents air from coming. So no air comes here. No air comes here. So, and the velum itself is lowered like this. So air can only pass through the nasal cavity. So air comes out from the nose. So we get an ing sound. Now, in oral sounds, like ek, for example, ek, the back of the tongue touches the velum, and the velum is raised. When it is raised, it closes the area here. It closes the nasal cavity, so no air can come out here. So air comes here, and it is starting to make a pressure. Then the tongue is lowered. You lower your tongue, and so air can come out from your mouth, and in this case we produce ek sound. And of course, during the ek sound, the vocal folds are open. You can produce egg sound, and in this case, it is the same idea here, but the difference only in the vocal folds, where the vocal folds start vibrating during the production of the egg sound. Now let's continue. Go back to where we have been. So these are the velar sounds. So velar sounds are the sounds in which the back of the tongue touches or gets very close to the velum. Okay, and there could be oral velars or nasal velars. When we say oral velars, it means that the back of the tongue touches the air comes out from the mouth. When we say that it is a nasal sound, it means that the air comes out from the nasal cavity. The last type of sounds that can occur in English are known as the glottal sound. From the word glottal means that it is produced by using the vocal folds. So one phoneme in English is produced by using the vocal folds, which is the ha sound. Okay, and in ha sound. Okay, and the ha sound is produced by using the vocal folds. They are open in a way, but they have friction noise. Okay, and we got as well the glottal stop, but the glottal stop is not a phoneme, it is an allophone. The glottal stop is the hamza in Arabic. Okay, the hamza in Arabic like this. Okay, and this is a glottal stop. Sorry, this should be between the brackets. Okay, the glottal stop. Okay, so in some dialects of English, a word like water, the T is pronounced as a. So instead of saying water, they said water. And in this sense, the ta is changed into a, and this is an allophone of ta then. Now, according to that, we learned that sounds can be divided into whether voiced or voiceless sounds. And we said when we said voiceless sounds, it means that the vocal folds are open. When we said voice sound, we said that the vocal folds are closed. Now we know something else about the sounds. We know that they can be classified according to the place of articulation. So let's look at the chart here. Looking at the chart here, we can see so many different labels. Now, the here this row here is about the place of articulation. articulation that we have discussed. We said that we have bilabial sounds, labiodental sounds, dentals, alveolars, palatals, velars, and glottals. Now, in each group of sounds, we might have voiced or voiceless sounds. Usually, voiceless sounds are written to the left, and voice sounds are written to the right. So when you look at the chart, like this, okay, if you see something written to the left, then it is voiceless. If you see it written to the right, then it is voiced. Now, in other cases, we might see some sounds that are written. Okay, it is not done for you here. Anyway, so if it is to the left, then it is voiceless. If it is to the right, then it is voiced. So the first row is about place of articulation. This column, the first column, is about the manner of articulation. And this is what we are going to discuss later. Okay, manner of articulation. So according to the place of articulation, okay, we look under this one. Okay, and these are the sounds that could be or are known as bilabial sounds. Look at these: ep, eb, m, and wa. So all of these sounds are bilabial sounds. Labiodental sounds, on the other hand, we have f and f in English only. Okay, dental sounds. We only have two sounds in English that are dental or interdental: th and th sound. Alveolars in English. Okay, we have et, ed, s, s, n, l, and r. So we have 7 sounds, 7 alveolars in English. Palatals, including the alveopalatals, we have the ish, edge, edge, and yeah sound. Velars, we got 3 velars in English: ek, egg, and eng. And the glottal, we only have 1 glottal phoneme in English, which is ha sound. So these are the sounds. This is how we can group them. So you can expect a question in your exam. Okay, true or false? The following sounds are labiodentals: f, ev, and f. The answer is wrong, of course. Why? Because f and f are labiodentals, while th is a dental sound. So pay attention to that. So you should know which sounds, how sounds are produced according to their place of articulation. So next lecture we will continue about the manner of articulation. Thank you very much.